All right, so today is Friday, the 25th of July, 2025, and we're having our morning analysis. Now, we have a few fundamental events today, and all of them virtually are medium impact events. 7 a.m. this morning, just like 20 minutes ago, there was data from United Kingdom, which is retail sales, and it came out bad for the pound. Now, the next event will come out by 9 a.m. and it's from the Eurozone. That's the German IFO business climate. And after which, later in the day, we'll have the core durable good orders and durable good orders from the United States. So this, in fact, the remaining event today is the Euro event, which is coming up by 9 a.m. and the two events from United States, which are coming up from by 1:30 p.m. Now, the Euro event, which is the German IFO business climate, let's look at what it's all about. It's it measures the level of a composite index based on surveyed manufacturers, builders, wholesalers, services, and retailers. An actual greater than forecast is good for the currency. Now, in reality, this event may not really move the market so much, so we may just kind of ignore it. Later today, by the afternoon session, you'll be given the trading idea about the core durable good orders and the durable good orders. So I'll flip over now to the charts to see the technicals ahead of the market today. Now, today is Friday. I will encourage you to trade with a lot of caution. Fridays we are always very cautious with trading because especially later in the afternoon, market volatility may become erratic. So please trade with a lot of caution today. Now, I'll start by looking at gold. Gold has been an instrument of interest in the last couple of days. My outlook yesterday was that we're seeing a bearish gold, and I remember if you watched the analysis yesterday, I said it was going to do a retracement before a further breakout downwards. Yes, yesterday we saw some movement downwards, which was quite massive, but then it has done the retracement that I anticipated, forming that head and shoulder pattern. So the next wave of movement is down to this trend line. There is a trend line here which is forming a lower high, sorry, a higher low rather. So price may be coming down to this trend line, then possibly do a movement up again. But what we are concerned about is actually the movement downwards. Now, we'll not ignore the fact that there is a recent low here. So we need price to break below that recent low. Let's take it down to 1 hour time frame. All right, so we need price to break out below the recent low to move out downwards. But on the other hand, also we should not neglect the fact that if price touches that recent low, it may end up forming a support here with which price could go up. So we're actually bound within two directions. On the short term, this might form a double bottom and we experience a breakout upwards, or if the volatility is strong, it break out downwards and targets this trend line. So what I would say is that gold is at a critical point as we speak. A breakout downwards will mean a minor, selling opportunity, while if it hits the support zone becomes a support and which could lead to a double bottom which may see price actually rising higher. So trade gold today with a lot of caution. Watch out for clear direction before you trigger any trade on gold today. And the other pairs I'll be looking at today, I'll be looking at the JPY pairs. Now, the JPY pairs have not really moved according to the analysis the better part of this week. But you never can tell. Probably we'll see the move we've anticipated today, Friday. Now, this is the New Zealand JPY. You can see that there is an uptrend on the New Zealand JPY in the last several days. Price has been trending upwards. Now, the candle that closed yesterday closed as a rejection candle on this resistance zone, and today's candle is already looking, like it's bearish. Now, price still hit that resistance on the daily, and if we take it down to the 1 hour time frame, this is what we have on the 1 hour. Drawing a trend line here is looking uh almost impossible. Let's see. We don't want to force the trend line. We want it to be as natural as possible. All right, so we have a trend line right there, and another one at the back, which is giving us a rising wedge pattern. We have a minor resistance turn support at the moment. So two things could either happen here. Price can have an outright breakout, or it retraces before a breakout. But what is most important is that once price breaks out below this, you know, resistance turn support zone, we are to see a bearish movement on the New Zealand JPY. RSI is already clearly below 50, MACD is clearly below zero. So it's actually getting a lot ready into the bearish zone, to trigger that trade we're looking for. So let's just watch out and see in the next couple of, 2, 3, 15 minutes candle, then we'll know the next thing that's happening. Again, price could outrightly break out, or might do, since it's within that resistance to support zone, might do a retracement before a breakout. But generally, overall, I'm bearish on the New Zealand JPY on the 30 minutes time frame. And you can see similar thing we are seeing on the AUD JPY. Now, usually the AUD pairs and the New Zealand pairs, they are positively correlated, meaning they move in the same direction most of the time. So whatever pattern you see on one, you will likely see on the other one. So you can see the similar, at least on the daily time frame, it's what we're seeing on the New Zealand is what is also repeating itself on the AUD/JPY. Price is just exactly, you can see it closed as a rejection candle yesterday, and to this candle is also bearish, just the same way we saw it on the New Zealand JPY. So let's take it down again to 1 hour time frame. Again, there is a resistance turn support, just like we had it on the New Zealand JPY. Let's take it down again to 30 minutes. So just like the analysis on the New Zealand JPY, the same thing still holds here. We may see a retracement, a breakout, or an outright breakout. Retracement, breakout, or an outright breakout. So either way it goes, we're still bearish on the AUD JPY on the 30 minutes time frame. And finally, I'll be looking today at the BTC USD. All right, so this is BTC USD. We've been anticipating a bearish movement on this instrument for quite some time, with the rising wedge pattern forming right from the weekly time frame. There was a previous rejection candle here, and I said it all week long. We've been waiting for price to either break out upwards to buy or a breakout downwards to sell. BTC USD. If you remember this range zone I drew right from, I think it was even from last week thereabout. Price has actually broken out now. So we anticipate a further bearish movement on BTC, but I would advise you trade it with a lot of caution because BTC can be very, very volatile. So trade BTC with caution. We may see a slight retracement, then a continuation. That's also possible, or an outright continuation of BTC, to the next to the trend line, to the higher low that we are seeing forming, right here. All right, that's going to be all from my analysis this morning. I've analyzed four assets. I've looked at gold. I said it gold is in a critical situation where it might either, go up, you know, from a double bottom formation that is possible, or break out downwards into a sell. Let me show you again. Gold may hit this support zone and form a double bottom and break out upwards, or it may break that support zone and come to touch the trend line. So on the short term, we are bearish. On the bigger picture, we are bullish on gold. And also, I'm bearish on the AUD JPY and the New Zealand JPY on the 30 minutes time frame. And I'm bearish on gold on the 4-hour time frame. Sorry, I'm bearish on BTC USA rather on the 4-hour time frame. All right, so that's going to be all from my end this morning. Seeing some requests here, which I'll attend to as we begin to round up. Zadeko Ichegwu is asking me to check GBP USD. Big win. Big win, it's been a while. It's been a while I saw you on the platform. Good morning. Big win is asking to check GBP AUD, then progress USD card. All right, so let's check. Let's start with the GBP USD. Now, for GBP USD, there was an analysis I did last week for this instrument. I said that even though on the short term I was expecting a bullish movement as at that time, I think that was even beginning of the week, but on the bigger picture, I was expecting possibly a bearish movement, a long-term bearish movement on GBP USD, and that seems to be forming, to be coming into reality as we speak. Now, earlier on GBP USD at the beginning of the week, I said that price, hit a support there, and on the 4-hour that we were expecting a breakout upwards, and that has happened. But if you watch my videos, you'll see that I also said on the big picture, I was seeing that support zone as a neckline to a bigger view of a head and shoulder pattern, which may lead to a long-term bearish movement on the GBP USD. And that seems to be working out, just as we speak. Now, the yesterday candle closed as a bearish engulfing candlestick. Now, if this is going to form a head and shoulder, it's a big picture. So I wouldn't want to comment more on what may happen to GBP USD today, because if this is going to work out, then it means that my next view is price possibly dropping to break this neckline. I'm sorry, I think I'm having some issues with my mouse. To break this neckline. So that's the next thing I'm actually waiting for. So it's possible, don't forget today is Friday. Fridays, there could be a lot of instability on Fridays. You understand? So, but then my next view is price breaking that neckline region for a downward movement. Will it happen today? Well, I can't say. It's a big picture. You understand? So, uh, will it sell today? Maybe, maybe not. Today, Friday, price may retrace, but ultimately, I'm expecting a breakout downwards, to give us a massive bearish movement on GBP USD. From what I'm seeing today, except price breakout below the recent low, we may have some slight bearish movement from there. Otherwise, I would just say if you are not on the trade on this GBP USD, just stay out for now till we see the major break that will lead to the massive move. There's a minor support here. If price breaks out below it, yeah, it may come to touch that neckline region. But don't forget, this is also a key area where price could bounce. So that's why it's a critical point where GBP is at the moment. If it drops to this support zone, it could either break it out downwards or reverse back upwards. So if it's possible to just stay out for now, just do. And rather wait for price, at least on the minimum, let price break out below that trend line. that trend line either on the 4 hour downwards before you look for an opportunity to sell, except you want to scalp as the day runs out and it hits the support zone with the trend line, you want to scalp it upwards. But ultimately, I'm still anticipating a bearish movement afterwards, possibly from next week. Okay, I'm on a buy on GB. Oh, sorry, I'm talking about GBP now. Let me not talk about GBP AUD. So I think that's just my view for Adekoye Segun, Mr. Adekoye Segun. Now for big win, GBP AUD. All right, so let's check the GBP AUD. You're welcome, Mr. Adekoye Segun. All right, for GBP AUD, I remember at the beginning of the week, I gave my outlook on this instrument. I said, if it breaks this resistance upwards, we're buying. If it breaks, let me go to the daily and see. I think it breaks the support downwards, we're selling. Okay. For GBP AUD, price currently is trading at this support zone, support level on the daily time frame. You can see the candle for yesterday closed on that support. This is the support, support, support. So technically, we are seeing an upward movement. Please, I always say when I draw the arrow, I'm not saying that that's the take profit level. I'm just showing direction. If we want to give take profit, we'll give it. The arrows I'm drawing is just direction. I'm not suggesting price will get to that point. All right. So we're on the support level on the daily time frame, and the last 4 hour candle was a bullish one. They're not going to force it. No. All right. So this is what I think may happen to GBP AUD. Is trying to form a reversal pattern. We may see a retracement downwards before it continues upward. But if price breaks out above this region here, then it will be free to make its way, really upward. This is the pattern I'm seeing it forming. Then let me go up. So I'm bullish. I'm bullish on GPAUD, but there may be some retracement. Even if there's no retracement, at least anytime it breaks out above this area, yeah, we're more assured of that bullish movement. But we're bullish. We're bullish on the GBP All right, finally, I look at USD card. Yeah, I said it. I think that was yesterday that we were anticipating a bullish movement on the USD card because of this higher low and price 2 days ago closed on this higher low. So technically, we're looking at a bullish movement on the USD card. More so, this is also forming a triple bottom pattern, which will see to a bullish movement on the USD card. All right, that's on the daily. We take it down to the 4 hour. We have seen some movement already, and currently price is trading at a previous support turn resistance zone. If price is unable to break out upwards at this point, we may anticipate a retest of this trend line, which may end up forming like a double bottom before the breakout. But before the breakout is just not our concern at the moment. But we may experience, a retracement downwards from the point where price is, or otherwise, if there is volatility, price may break out. But I'm seeing it more dropping before any other thing. I'm seeing price dropping more on USD CAD in the course of today towards this trend line. Let's take it out to 1 hour to see. You can see it. We had a rejection candle here. And 15 minutes. We have a rising wedge pattern forming here and a shoulder ahead, a second shoulder forming. All right, so there are two levels of breakout that may happen here. Price may break out shortly from that trend line up there, then it may break out further. But either way we want to look at is I'm bearish on the US card on the 15 minutes time frame. All right, thank you, Big Wayne. You said we are already on break even. We align already on break even. Yeah, you're welcome. Okay. Mr. Sojo Bilano, you're asking what time frame give reliable directional sentiment? I would say that's a function of your trading style as a person. You know, you are either a scalper, a day trader, or a swing trader. But if we want to get the time frame that gives more reliable sentiment, I would say the bigger time frame does that better. Bigger time frame like daily time frame and weekly time frame, they give clearer sentiment. Gives you clearer long-term direction, which you can now make your entry on a smaller time frame. So I'll say the daily and the weekly time frame, yes. But if you are doing scalping, maybe a 1 hour, 4 hour can still give you. But if you're doing day trading, swing trading, daily, weekly is far better. The reason is because on the bigger time frame, noise is reduced to the barest minimum. So you can get a clearer view of where the market is going, in the bigger picture compared to the smaller time frame. So make the daily and the weekly, give you your directional sentiment. It's far better.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome, sir. All right, I've attended to all the questions here. Today is Friday, like we always say, trade with extreme caution. The best days of the week to trade are Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We're not saying don't trade on Monday or don't trade on Friday, but sometimes the markets can be unstable on those days of the week. So trade with a lot of caution. And somebody was asking me this morning about 5X. I don't know if you're on the platform this morning. I would just advise you reach out to your account manager to get started. When you become a client to PU Prime, an account manager is assigned to you automatically, and that becomes a go-to person for everything you want to do with PU Prime. So just check through your phone and see the PU Prime staff that has called you or sent you your registration link and reach out to that person. He or she will guide you on how to join the 5X group. All right, so we're ending the analysis here this morning. There'll be another session in the afternoon by 12:30 p.m. Do try to join us for that session also. Take care and have a great day. Yes, sir.
Mr. Rotimi,
Yes, sir.
my account officer said he left.
Okay, once an account officer leaves, I mean, change happens every time. Another one
Yes,
is
sir.
automatically assigned to you. So
How do
just
I know?
just chat with me in my WhatsApp. I'll try to get the account officer for you so that I can get across to him or her.
All right, thank you, sir. Have
You're
a
welcome.
wonderful day.
You too,
Okay.
sir. Bye bye. You too, Madam Monaji.
Thank you.